Welcome to We Watch Stupid. I'm Roxy.
And I'm Diana. Today is episode 12 of 90 Day Fiance, in sickness and in health. Now, the sickness that I'm thinking of is Rob being gross.
Also, I'm gonna throw your mother on the ground. Oh, wait. Are you calling me aggressive? Are you calling me aggressive? You don't understand British humor. He does not understand British humor.
Yeah. Wait, that was a great spot-on impression of Sophie's mom, but I like Sophie's mom.
Yes.
I'm not sure if you do.
Hilarious. Coming in, like they went from, oh, we're gonna throw the bouquet. Oh yeah, you and my mom are gonna catch it. And then it went to like, why are you calling me aggressive? Wow, you're so mean. And like, wait, what happened? Like, I was as confused as Rob was.
Exactly. That
It was
was
so funny.
yeah.
It was like ninja mind tricks. She's
Yeah.
amazing. She's so funny.
Yes, she is. I like her energy. Talking about ninja mind tricks, if we jump forward a little bit, how did Rob essentially get Sophie to apologize about their fight in the Cupid's closet?
Because he's 10 years older and he's like grooming her or something. Like,
So weird.
it's so
Her
creepy.
face during that conversation was scared.
I wrote that she looks like she's gonna throw up.
When they had that fight at Cupid's closet, both of us were like, where did this fight come from? We don't even know what they're fighting about. Thank goodness for the recap, because apparently Sophie just wants to know that her man only wants her, regardless of if she says that she wants to hook up with the girl or not.
Okay, obviously we're jumping into Rob and Sophie because they were
Yes.
first. And
Yes.
I was very confused the first time we saw it. And then they had this download in the car, and I'm like, okay, maybe I am a little bit on Rob's side here because Sophie's being real confusing about this.
Super confusing. But Sophie's not an asshole. I don't mind her being confusing.
He doesn't want her to have a side partner because it makes him feel like he's not enough. She like genuinely thought like he wanted to fuck the store person, even though he just like walked away. Like he didn't say anything in the store.
I mean, who knows? Maybe he like winked at her or something. Apparently people find him attractive.
Let's just move past it.
Yeah, let's just move past it. And let's cook for the first time in the apartment on a TV dinner tray.
I said out loud, there's no prep space. And then Sophie says, there's no prep space. And then he starts bickering with her. Why are you bickering about facts, dude? There's no counter. It was like that weird bar sink that he has, and then a stove, a gas stove, mind you, in like a 400 square foot space. That doesn't seem safe to me.
That's fire safe, actually. It's up to code.
Okay.
No, it's not. That was a joke. You don't understand British humor.
Oh my God, I don't understand British humor. Yeah, no counters.
And then what bullshit did he say when he pulled out it was a folding table, like a TV dinner folding table from like the 80s. And they were peeling vegetables and whatever. And he says, "You couldn't do this in a big kitchen. Look, we're having a nice moment." Yes, you can, and it's nicer, way nicer.
Oh, you know what they were bickering about with the kitchen? She says, this is the first time we've cooked. And he was like, no, we've cooked before. And she was like, yeah, putting a pizza in the oven isn't cooking. And I agree. What is wrong with him?
It's heating is what it is. I think that putting a pizza in the oven is less cooking than cereal.
Yeah. Yeah, because with cereal, you would need to like open 2 ingredients, and put them together. Oh my God.
But yeah, in the ITMs, he says that her mom is a wrench in their relationship, basically calling her mom a nuisance and a problem.
And she doesn't know when to shut the fuck up. He says that to Sophie. Her mother doesn't know when to shut the fuck up. I'm like,
So disrespectful. I have so many thoughts about my in-laws,
yeah, you don't say that, especially not on TV.
but you know what? Rob's a knob.
I talk shit about my family to my partner. The second he starts talking shit about my family to his family, I'm like, no, 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 no. Absolutely not. That's not how that works.
Exactly. I agree. The mom, Claire is the mom's name. She has landed
She's
and
been in Mexico this whole time.
because she likes it, right?
She's a 30-minute flight away. They're in Los Angeles.
It's so true.
She's been in Mexico this whole fucking time. I'm like, I thought she was coming from the UK and that's why it was taking her so long. Like, she could have taken a bus there. What's wrong with her?
Really, she didn't wanna go. Or, okay, no, like, LA, Inglewood, great. Rob.
No. But like go hang out with Sophie if you're right there.
We don't know what's going on in the mom's life. She does seem to really love and care for her daughter and just adore her, but who knows, maybe she's got a little piece.
Do you think this woman that looks like a raisin and has her face looks like it's more filler than human skin? Do you think she really is doing anything in Mexico?
She's tanning. She's tanning and maybe, like, smoking cigarettes and drinking tequila.
I do love her. I think she's hilarious. They're, like, eating dinner, and I was like, "Wait, your mom is" said she's 30 minutes away. "Your mom is landing. Why are you sitting here eating dinner? Can 3 people fit in Rob's car?"
I thought the same thing about the car too. Like, they were driving like they were gonna pick her up, and I was like, "Sophie's luggage didn't fit in the car.
I
Like, how are they
know.
gonna put his mom there?" But as we soon find out.
They just go to her hotel, but yeah, I'm like, "Thank God." Yeah.
But so in that car ride where you and I were both judging Rob in an appropriate way,
Mhm.
he starts basically not going into the conversation or a visit with the mom with positivity. He has asked Sophie to go into everything that he says and just the world with positivity. And he is basically saying, I don't know what your mom's going to come at me with.
Yeah, he basically wants her to back him up no matter what. If Rob had ever been nice to her, like, maybe she might be inclined to do that, but he never has, so I don't understand what her motivation to, like, defend him would be. Does that
The
make
only
sense?
motivation is that they're in a relationship, but
I won't say I'll talk shit about my partner in front of my family, but I will, razz him a little bit.
or be realistic.
Yes. Or, like, the first time that I met my partner's mom, she was like, "So you guys you all make dinner together?" I was like, "Yeah, I cook for him." She was like, "Does he do the dishes?" And I was like, "Sometimes." And she did and she was so mad. She was like, "I taught him better than that. Get it together."
Good. I'm glad that she's also mindful about what she expects of him because plenty of parents would say, "Oh, well, that's so great. He helps sometimes."
Yeah. No. Yeah, she's great. She used to listen to this podcast religiously, but then she told me that she needed to maintain her IQ, so she stopped watching 90 Day.
Well, I'm really glad that our podcast title has lived up to its.
It sets expectations from the jump. What'd you think about Claire telling them about her travels? They asked if the travel was stressful.
If I'm remembering correctly, she said something like it was pretty normal. She like dropped things and like things fell out of her bag.
Just like usual. I just dropped a bunch of stuff, forgot a bunch of stuff.
I'm sure plenty of people do live like that, where they just don't know how to.
Keep their shit together? No. Also, I think that means that she's just, like, a drunk.
Cheers to that.
She tells him that she got on a plane, dropped a bunch of stuff, forgot a bunch of stuff, and then is like, "So you want me to help plan the wedding?" It's like,
You know, she's gotta be good at something.
yeah, I guess. But nobody knows what they're doing or what they have to do to plan a wedding. It's pretty funny.
Okay, that was a fun little segue, thanks for reminding me of that. Cause so she's like, "I'm gonna plan the wedding, but I don't know what I'm doing. Sophie doesn't know what she's doing. I've never been married. Are you gonna throw the bouquet? You have to throw the bouquet. I'm gonna push over your mom, who's the only other single person."
Yeah, then Rob is like, "Oh, yeah, my mom's tiny, like, she's a tiny little person, you'd probably knock her over," and then Sophie's mom is like, "Yeah, I bet I could take her," and then he's like, "Yeah, 'cause yeah, you're pretty aggressive," and then she's like, "Oh, so I'm aggressive?"
Literally, your joke was aggressive, even though we both know it's a joke. I think it's appropriate to call you aggressive.
I will concede that British humor is, like, bone dry, and I don't get it a lot of the time either.
Wait, so are you saying that when she said, "Oh, you're calling me aggressive," that was a joke?
I have no idea. Whatever happened was hilarious though, because whether it was a joke and then he, like, took it too far in her mind, or it wasn't a joke and she was, like, getting all serious all of a sudden, either way, she caught Rob in, like, this weird place where he looks like a dick because he is a dick, and that's what I'm here for.
Yes, yes.
I really like Sophie and her mom's dynamic so far. It just seems like they seem more like girlfriends than mother and daughter, which is, like, kinda toxic sometimes, but
It makes me uncomfortable, but I like watching it.
exactly, exactly, yeah, I'm like, I feel like this probably wasn't maybe a good time growing up, but it's fun now, maybe. I don't know.
And just Clarice adores Sophie. It's cute.
Claire says that Rob is, pretty to look at, but that you can only look at a beautiful painting for so long before you get bored.
They're really good metaphor.
Oh, and she does this thing where she pokes the bear and she's like, "You look like you have something to say to me."
Mhm. Yeah.
And then he doesn't know what to do. I love that she's trying to, like, catch him in something. She's like, she knows what a dick he is because Sophie tells her what a dick he is, and so she's like, she keeps teeing these things up for him to kinda, like, take home, and he hasn't taken the bait quite yet, but as we'll get to, he does.
In the ITMs, he's referring to their apartment as his house, which I thought was interesting because it's theirs. But just in general, he's still coming with this negative energy, and I wish I could call him out on it.
When we've ever seen him have, like, a good attitude? Like, he is just, like, a negative person.
True.
Like, he just seems like a storm cloud, like, walking around.
And he doesn't have a job.
She, like, goes into the apartment and, like, can't hide her disappointment, and then, like, both she and Sophie are like, "Why didn't you get a fucking job and get a better place than this before she got here? Like, you had 2 years to figure out a job."
I see what they're saying. His rebuttal of he was working to get her here. Obviously, we know that the K-1 visa is very expensive, and then they went on trips and stuff. But I wasn't under the impression that he was paying for Sophie. Like, so the visa, maybe he paid the 10K for the visa, but I didn't think that he was paying for her flights out there and paying for all of their vacations and that.
No, I don't think he could. they went to stay in Mexico for, like, a month or 2. Like, I don't think any, like, minimum wage job that he could get would, like, let you just peace out like that. Like, you would have to quit your job, I think, and go do whatever you're gonna do, and, like, traveling international, whatever. But it just seems like he thinks he's too good for, like, a job at McDonald's. Like, he doesn't have any job.
Yeah, and he's not even doing Uber, he's not doing, gig work.
There was that AMA on Reddit where someone who used to work at him at a dispensary answered a bunch of questions, and it sounded like he was just stoned all day. Like, not just
He was blazed.
high, he was blazed. Yes, thank you. He was blazed all day and, like, sat in the back smoking weed and, like, didn't do his job.
So maybe he can't get a job too, and he gets defensive because of that.
He says neither of them have been at the bottom.
I just did not like him essentially getting on a high horse, like kind of saying that he's better than them because he struggled. Because everyone struggles.
He does say that, "Oh, we're gonna move," but, like, if he doesn't have a job and she can't work, how are they going to move out of this no bathroom having studio?
He was so defensive. I feel like it's because they called him out on his shortcomings and he recognizes it and he's a knob.
He's not. Yeah, I know, like, they're getting to the core of what he is insecure about at, like, a very deep level, and then rather than being like, "Yeah, and here's my plan." He doesn't have a plan. He just No, he just goes and throws a tantrum in the courtyard.
I used to think that I was going to have some incredible idea, some just outstanding intellectual property, and be self-made. I don't think that's gonna happen anymore. I mean, I'm open to it, but at a certain point, I had to get realistic.
I think that's the delusion of growing up in the US. Everybody thinks that you're gonna be like we're so individualistic, everyone thinks that they're gonna be, like, the next big thing, and you know what? It's okay. You're making a face at me.
I'm making a face because are you trying to say that my mom telling me that I'm special and perfect and the best, that was just her opinion? Not sure how to digest that.
Your mom, she's a smart lady, so she might have been onto something. Again, we're open to you having some incredible intellectual property and
Yes.
changing the world, but okay, I'll speak for myself.
No, you're right. You're right.
I just wanna hang out. I don't wanna work anymore, and I wanna have fun.
Yeah.
I know he says he's a hustler or whatever. He probably thinks that he's gonna have some big break with, like, modeling or acting or whatever, but dude, you are, like, 33, right? In LA, and you've been there for a while? Like, I don't know that it's gonna happen for you, especially with your bad attitude. Like, would you want him on your set or whatever? Like, he's just bad vibes. I don't care how pretty he is. There's so many other pretty
He's
people.
not that pretty. But yeah, I would not want bad vibes. I want him to only come with positivity, but he can't do that.
I'm so curious also the timing of mom's visit. Like, I feel like she wouldn't be there unless they are, like, getting married the next day and they're, like, messing with the time. Like, why is she there right then?
Yeah, they said that they have 3 weeks until they have to get married.
So she's just gonna hang out, I guess? I guess, yeah, 2 weeks wouldn't be, like,
Yeah.
that wild for, like, a trip.
Mhm.
And they don't have anything else to do.
They don't. I'm done talking about him. I'll always talk about Claire and Sophie, though.
Yeah. Sam and Citra?
Yes. So remember, they're on an accelerated timeline.
Mhm.
And just quick question. Did you notice the images of it's Cameron, right? Cameron,
Yeah.
is the city that they live in. Did you notice those images that they gave before the start of they were bleak. It
Oh,
was
yeah.
it was fly paper, it was some woman with horrible posture walking a dog down, like, some dilapidated looking street.
I mean, do you remember when we drove across, like, South Dakota?
I do. It's a fond memory because I love a Roxanne road trip.
It was, like, 7 or 8 at night, and I was like, "Okay, so this exit, there's food. Like, are you hungry now? Do you think you wanna eat?" And you're like, "No, we'll just go at the next one." And I was just like, "There is no next one."
Thank God you know things.
You'd lived in Australia, but, like, you and studied abroad in Italy, like, you lived mostly in California where there's just, like, stuff everywhere.
Not rural.
Yeah, and, like, then I'd been in Colorado for, like, just a couple of months, and I was just like, "Oh, you can go places where there's just, like, nothing."
Yeah. On a different level, I was at a place where there was no 4G, 5G, or cell service, and I listened to CDs.
Wait, like, this weekend?
Yes.
Oh.
Like, in the car, I was like, "I don't know what to do." We're obviously not talking.
I'm a I'm, like, so impressed you still have CDs, like, I don't even know where mine went.
Well, okay, in both of our cars, there's, like, a sleeve of CDs. Brody's is all 90s. Daft Punk, Weezer, The Strokes, and mine are all, like, mixtapes from high school or mixed CDs from high school.
With, like, The Lonely Island.
Yeah.
Nice.
But yeah,
Oh my
sorry,
god.
just talking about rural. I mean, I experienced rural California this weekend, so I'm growing.
But there was still, like, a happy hour where you went.
Yeah, in an awesome shower.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, there was food aplenty.
Yeah, needless to say. Yeah, Cameron, Missouri doesn't look like really a bustling metropolis. Citra's complaining about all the potatoes as she's opening her new rice cooker. She's, like, washing something or doing something in the sink, and they keep flashing back to her, and then there's this fly strip hanging on the curtain over the sink, and flies flying over the place.
So are the windows just always open?
I think it's just that gross in there that the flies just live and die in there.
Okay, well, thanks for not taking me there. So they're talking about how he might go to jail soon after they are wed, and then we find out that she's making him some food, and it's gonna be a bit of punishment for lying to her about this.
I was, like, frustrated with him last time for, like, bringing her here on false pretenses, and now I'm just angry. Like, that is so irresponsible and manipulative and fucked
Uh-huh.
up,
Huh? Yeah.
and he just has this, like, sad boy demeanor, but, like, you can't sad boy your way out of being a manipulative piece of shit. This is terrible.
It's really terrible. It seems like he is sad boying his way out of this, but Citra is gonna take revenge on his butt.
I would stab him in the eye, like, with a fork. Like, I do not understand how she's keeping it together like this. Like, spicy butthole is not enough for what he has done to her.
But do we know that he's actually going to jail?
We don't.
We
But,
don't. It's
like,
just but I agree with you. All of it's bad.
he didn't even give her the choice by telling her the whole truth, you know?
There's a good case for IBS for loving Citra. He's fine with it.
No spicy, no life. I don't know much about Indonesian food or how spicy it really is, but, like, the way that he's, like, coughing and blowing his nose when she has, like, 4 we don't know what kind of chilies, but I'm just like, "Get a grip, man."
Well, just as she's cooking, not even
I know.
tasting it.
I
I
know.
mean, they're in the middle of the States, like, there is no flavor.
No.
I mean,
I
there's not a new exit for food, like
Yeah. I had this really intense but really sweet guy. He was my roommate in when I lived in Boulder, Colorado, and he would make his own hot sauce out of pure habaneros because he couldn't find hot sauce that was hot enough for him, and he would, like, roast habaneros in our house, and that's, like, the only time where I've felt like I was being, like, gassed in my house, like, I'm sure Sam has.
did he grow up eating spicy foods and it was just like, was it learned or was it he just cannot taste spice?
I think it's like he cannot taste spice because he grew up in, like, middle of nowhere Oregon where I don't think they had spicy food, and I don't think his parents cook spicy food. That's all to say, I don't know that this food is, like, that spicy. I think he's a weenie.
Yeah. So, they're going to meet his mom, and just as a like, I guess, recap, so his mom was in his life in his early years, but then they were estranged once he was a teenager, but recently they've been building back up their relationship, and she's the very Christian one.
Oh, is she ever.
And he says that she's kinda crazy, they love to preach, but she doesn't follow it.
Yeah, and then he's, like, nervous that she's gonna be, like, racist and say something Islamophobic, and I'm like, "Wow, this is really great. You're really marketing your mom. Great job."
Setting expectations low?
Yeah, sure. I mean, just being ready for everything, yeah. I was also wondering about the estrangement during his teenage years being like, that's when his addiction started, right? So,
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. But the mom doesn't look
no, she definitely looks like a long-term and probably, like, active alcoholic, like, just the way that she was kinda slurring her speech a little bit.
mhm.
And there's no, like, furniture in the house. Like, they're standing the whole time because there's no, like, couch or chairs or anything. And then, like, they're, like, in a bedroom at some point. It looked like there are mattresses on the floor without any sheets or anything. Like, it looks really bleak.
But before we continue into the gem of a mom, which I don't think I wrote down her name.
Oh, I didn't either.
What'd you think of her t-shirt?
Oh, I didn't notice it.
Oh my god, it said Rugrats, naps, and snacks. Let's just take a quick pause from this, and who was your favorite Rugrat? You know the
Pro
cartoon on
Oh.
Nickelodeon?
Oh, I
Okay.
know. Oh, I know.
Yeah.
I think definitely, like, kind of Angelica because she got away with stuff. I mean, I know, like, Tommy is supposed to be, like, the hero and everybody's supposed to like Tommy, but I
No.
think I just like mean women because I am one.
I don't remember why, but I liked Chucky. Chucky was just probably because I, like, wanted to be a daredevil, but I wasn't.
No, Chucky was great too. I didn't like the twins, I know that much.
You didn't like Phil and Lil? Is it because you thought that it was silly that their names rhymed?
I don't remember that much about their personalities, but wow, how long do you think she's had that T-shirt?
I was actually concerned on why she has that t-shirt because she's old.
Yeah, I don't know. It's very bizarre.
Okay, anyway. So the grandma was there. The grandma had they both just moved from North Carolina?
Seems like it, because maybe that's why there wasn't any stuff in the house.
Yeah.
But, like, wouldn't you have had a couch in North Carolina?
I don't know, I've never been. Maybe they outlawed couches. You can only have sofas.
Okay. Okay. Nice. So they're just standing there awkwardly in the living room, and mom asks how the conversion is going, and Sam says basically that he hasn't done anything yet, and I'm like, "This checks out." He's so lazy and awful. Like, Google mosque in Missouri, like, do something.
Yep.
And then, wow, mom goes into some real wild ranting in her ITM.
She doesn't like witchcraft.
This was all so gross.
Yeah.
She says nobody should have to change their religion to marry someone, but then when they ask if they would rather Citra was Christian, she was like, "Well, of course I would rather that her family serve the God that I serve." It's like,
Yeah.
what is your issue? I guess, that's what Sam said. He's like, they like to preach, but they don't like to, like, practice what
Uh-huh.
they preach. Yeah, she calls Islam witchcraft, and then I think
Wait,
they asked.
I didn't take it as her calling Islam witchcraft. I thought she said that she wouldn't want, like, witchcraft in her family.
I heard it as she was equating
You're
Islam
probably
with
right.
witchcraft.
I've been drinking.
What what did you make of this? I think the producers must have asked her, like, "So do you approve of it, or, like, are you going to attend?" And she says she doesn't know how to go to something that she doesn't approve of.
Yeah. But then didn't she say something pray for it all to work out? And then the producers were like, "It seems like you're praying for something different." And she was like, "Maybe."
This was just all
Yeah, it was
so
just bad.
gross. Such bad news. I'm also nervous about, like, if this is the bar that's set for, like, inclusive behavior for Sam.
Oof.
I'm just nervous at where he is at with this, because he seems really apathetic about the conversion and getting, like, he hasn't adapted any of his life to what it's going to be like. And then
And they haven't done it. Sorry.
well, that's not unusual for, like, a devout person. Oh, you mean the conversion?
He hasn't invested anything into converting or researching anything, and they don't have a sexual relationship.
Mhm.
What is what is he doing? He's clearly interested in sex, but if he's not interested in her way of life and her culture and her religion,
I know, the way that he thought what did he think that they celebrate? Like Rosh Hashanah or something?
something like that,
Like,
yeah.
yeah, like, ugh, wrong religion, man. Yeah, I'm really nervous about, yeah, he makes me super nervous in so many ways, and, like, I think, like, just because someone isn't, like, screaming and, like, actively, like, negging her, it doesn't mean that he's not a manipulative piece of shit. Like, I just really, really don't like him anymore.
Well, I think he's manipulative because I think I said it last episode. I feel like he's intentionally testing her. Like he's self-sabotaging and testing her.
Yeah, so creepy. I don't like it at all. Really don't like it.
But let's move on to a nicer man now.
Oh my god. Yeah, Nikki and Justigor. Oh my god. I can't with these
He
2.
had a
Like,
sex friend and she's upset and this is sad news.
He says, like, they're leaving the vineyard and she's upset, and he says, "I don't know what to say because I don't understand the problem."
I liked him, I'm gonna say better than Nikki at the beginning,
Oh,
but
sure.
what? Like, come on. Just Igor.
Yeah, this is classic 90 Day, like, bait and switch, though. These editors are really good at what they do. I feel for her, like, clearly she's been through a lot. She really seems like she just wants someone to love her, but she's just really letting that get in the way of her own best interests here. And I think she's subscribing to, like, the sunk cost fallacy that she's already paid for this visa and they've spent all this time together and she's older in life, so she needs to kind of like, you know, see this through even though there is like literally nothing here.
You know when people like you were talking about the sunk cost, where people they can't see anything beyond that relationship, so they'll just like they can't remember anything before, so they can't see anything after, and it's one of those things where you wanna, like, shake them and be like, "Give it a month, you'll be fine."
Right. Yeah.
So, she says to him that she feels like she's a sugar mama, um,
You set that up, Nikki. You did that, Nikki.
and she kept talking about how how he makes her feel, and it didn't register with him that even though it might not be his intention, or even though he doesn't understand why she's mad, she's still mad and he still made her feel bad. They are in the car coming back, and one of his dreams is to have a threesome.
Where the fuck did that come from?
Maybe maybe if you see what it's like to have sex with friends, then you what? What are you talking about?
It I really had a hard time getting from A to B with him in that. But I think maybe you're onto that. Like she's upset about the sex friends and he's like, "Well, why don't you meet one of my sex friends and have sex with her and then you'll see why it's fun." Like
But
I
come on. I don't understand why you're upset. It's sad news that you're upset.
like his acting here is believable, but like for him
Just
to
how oblivious he is.
yeah, be that oblivious because like he keeps trying to tell us that this is like some kind of Moldovan custom that you have sex friends, but like even his friend concedes he's like, well, seeing it from her side, like I know it would be really hard
Exactly.
to
Yeah.
trust you. Even outside of the way that literally every other culture works, his friend is telling us that he, another Moldovan person, also thinks that that is messed up that he did that.
Yeah.
So this man is just like completely sociopathic then. That's the only
Yeah.
conclusion that I can draw from their conversation in the car.
Now all I can see is a Nazi.
Well, what I don't know what else there is about him. Like
Yeah.
he makes dad jokes. He doesn't really seem to think critically. Like I don't know what kind of books he was reading on his like wokeness journey, but they didn't work. Yeah, this guy is awful. There's nothing here for Nikki. She needs to get the fuck out.
She I mean, she brings up a good point that, you wanna have a threesome, like, much earlier when she was younger, and she
Oh my
starts
god.
naming these things, and she goes, "3 guys in Paris. It was a little too much for me." Oh my god, Nikki, I love you. Thank you for that little tidbit. Oof.
She just like she sits down to have this serious conversation and then she starts listing off all possible threesome combinations.
Yeah. It was like something jogged her memory, and then it just, like, opened this little file, and she was just reminiscing.
Yeah, I know. It's so fun.
Yeah. So maybe you should have sex with her. She wants to. And well, okay, sorry. I shouldn't even say that. Shouldn't even joke because she should just not be with him anymore. Did you notice that her mom, or sorry, I mean her younger sister and her are wearing the same outfit?
Oh
Am I
my god,
wrong? Am I
no,
wrong?
you just killed me. Oh my god. Wait, what was the outfit? I
It
didn't take note of
it
the
was like a
outfits.
tight pink shirt with a white button down over it.
Oh my goodness. Well, you can take the girl out of Jersey. Wow. Yeah, so then Justigor goes to out with his friend so that she can talk to her mom, and, like, she's talking to her mom. They're wearing the same outfit as you noted, and she's just listing off all these red flags
Yeah.
that have been thrown in her face for the last however many long, like, I guess he would ignore her texts, he was mean to her on vacations, like, all these different things, and, like, I don't know, par for the course from what we've seen for him so far. None of this is, like, a surprise, but
Mhm.
it's just, like, the way that they've kind of framed it with this show is, like, this behavior is new, but clearly it's
Mhm.
not.
Yeah. And I wanted Nikki to be smarter than that.
I know.
You get digmatized.
She's really digmatized, and I think she just really, really has, like, this kind of seems like bottomless pit for validation, and she's also I mean, we've talked about this with her before, but I think that she's just so used to being rejected that she just kind of puts herself in these situations where she gets that familiar feeling over and over. So I think
Mm.
there's just a lot to deal with, and Just Igor is not the person to support you, Nikki. You gotta
Nope.
go. You gotta run. Has no like he's like soulless. I think he's like more of a narcissist than I'm like really realizing, because like, when he posted that video of him dressed up as, like, a fucking Nazi.
You shouldn't fuck Nazis.
No, you should not. But, like, his response to that was like, Americans are so woke."
Oh.
No responsibility for it, and then, like, he thinks his friend's idea of, like, being more of a man is, like, a good one. I'm
Okay.
like, "Oh my god."
He was saying that sometimes she shows this masculine side and he's not into it, but every single person has a masculine side. So get over it, man.
Well, I thought this was just extremely transphobic. Like, he says that all she wants is control, and he's not dealing with a woman. He's dealing with her masculine side. Like, so fucked up.
But what I'm saying is if she was born physically female, everyone has that. And if he doesn't like that in her personality, then he doesn't like her personality, regardless of what her body is.
They're just from such freaking different worlds. Like, she is coming from she's a trans woman in America with her experience. He is a much younger person from a small Eastern European country. Like, he may think that he's done reading and he's worked on himself, but they are still worlds apart, and I
Totally.
don't think he's in the place that he thinks he
Thinks he
is to
is.
accept
Yeah, I
her.
agree.
Like,
I agree.
not it's just nothing here.
He's not American woke.
No. Far from. Oh my god.
But okay, so when you were saying that I think his friend's name is Ivan, was
Mhm,
saying you need to be more masculine and like show her like be more of a man. You you didn't I mean, I think it's a toxic comment for sure.
mhm.
What else did you have an issue with?
They start talking about the relationship, and then the friend I think the friend asked him if he'd, like, stepped down on Nikki, and he's like, "Well, yeah, I'm a normal man."
Oh, yeah, that was before, though. Yeah. Basically, Nikki wants him to be more assertive. Nikki wants him to have sex with her, and the way that I'm understanding Justigor's definition of masculine is initiating sex and wanting sex.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
So,
Ugh,
statement's toxic, not
yeah,
no 2 ways about it. But if you're
yeah.
gonna give him the benefit of the doubt and, like, the lost in translation, maybe it's not bad advice. However, we're dealing with a dumb caveman,
Yeah.
so it's not gonna go well.
No. And then his friend also says, "Well, women are naturally manipulative, so you're gonna have to be
We're
stronger than
witches.
her." Yeah, "You're gonna have to be stronger than her and put her in her place."
Oh
And
my
I'm just like,
god.
"This are we in, like, 1840? Like, what the"
But I'm glad that her younger sister is supporting her.
Such a supportive younger sister, oh my god.
She looks so much younger.
It's true, I
But I love you, Nikki. I know that you're listening.
Who do we jump to next?
Una sorpresa for Manuel. Una
Um,
sorpresa. It's my one of my favorite Spanish words.
so Ashley has invited Manuel's best friend who I he lives in New York, is what
Yeah,
okay.
and I Googled
Uh,
it. It's 5.5 hour drive.
so yeah, Jonathan, who lives in New York, comes to visit. They haven't seen each other for, like, 7 years?
Yeah,
Cuckoo.
not as long as Clayton and Cameron, but we never got a story on how Jonathan got to New York.
No. We also didn't get a story on how he became such a great couples therapist.
Una sorpresa.
So then Manuel and Jonathan go to the bar to just, like, catch up, and Manuel starts talking shit about Ashley immediately.
Okay, yes, and I also just wanna pause and say that in the ITM, Ashley is saying how when she's traveled for a long time, all she just wanted to hear was English, so she thought maybe Manuel all he just wanted to speak Spanish and hear Spanish. It was very thoughtful, not just to have his friend come for a visit and have, like, kind of just that bit of home, but then
Right.
also to think, yeah, you wanna talk in your native tongue
Mhm.
and be a little bit more comfortable and explore Rochester. That was so nice of her, and as you
Yeah.
said, he just starts shit talking her immediately.
Yeah, just not nice. What do you think about how he characterizes Ashley to Jonathan?
I wasn't surprised that, that Emmanuel said that because that's what he's been saying. I was so happy that Jonathan kinda called it like it is, that the states are different.
Mhm.
It's not what he's used to, and, "Hey, you're here now."
Yeah.
Basically, she's not being extravagant.
Yeah, it's how the culture is,
Yeah.
right? I also like that he said, like, "Hey, sometimes I'll get a new pair of sneakers and it feels nice, and, like, I don't feel bad about it
Yeah.
anymore." He's being a good translator. This was very smart of Ashley. Jonathan seems cool and, like, kinda hot. Like, I really liked his vibe. Would smash.
In the ITMs, he said that she always surprises me, and one day she's gonna kill me.
Probably true.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Probably one of the reasons why he's uncomfortable.
Yeah. You're you're married. What do you think about Manuel's assertion that if they fight now, the marriage will be smoother?
He's in for una sorpresa. No, it's the what I found is I forget what the exact saying is, but whatever you're fighting about at the beginning is what you're gonna be fighting about forever. That's
Yeah.
just and you just have to figure out how to compromise with each other or be at one with it.
So they're fighting about everything, so that bodes really well for them.
Yes. Yes. But they bang it out, so that's chill.
Oh my goodness. And the next time on, it appears that they are having sex in a public bathroom.
It's like a cafe.
I know.
Because you and I would never have sex in a public bathroom.
Never. So then they go to this infamous cafe to hang out, all 3 of them, and Ashley shows up. She has a top knot, this jersey dress, she has a bag, glasses, just, like, walking with attitude. I realize that she looks like she's permanently at, like, a wellness retreat,
Oh. Well put.
and I, like, can't get over it, like, that is just her vibe. She's great. I'm obsessed with her. I also wish that I could just look like I'm at a wellness retreat all the time.
I think that you should have styled her for her wedding because it should have been wellness retreat, not mermaid, glam, luxe, walking out of the water,
Yeah,
princess,
glistening.
goddess,
Yeah,
wellness retreat, relaxed,
yeah.
moisturized skin.
Oh my gosh. So Jonathan is like such a good sport with this. First of all, he says that Manuel only said good things about her when she's like, "So what shit did y'all talk about me?"
So he lied.
Good friend to
Good
Manuel.
friend. Good friend.
And then I'm sure they talked about other stuff, but like what we see is just like Manuel and Ashley bickering about money immediately.
Yeah.
And it's so intense. Jonathan just looks like super bewildered.
She's sent money home to his family, and I think she brought a good point up that he's keeping his family from her.
Right.
So, it's not as if she has a relationship with his sons and she's like knows what they need and the specific hardships that are happening that she's more than happy and maybe would want to send more. Why the fuck is she translating?
I didn't catch that.
She's saying it in Spanish to Manuel and then saying it in English to Jonathan, and what?
I don't know. She's just, like, so used to it, I think, in conversations with Manuel at this point. That is so funny. Oh my god, she's such a treasure.
She is a treasure.
I wrote, it's kinda like one of those, like, weird charities where you, like, quote, unquote, "adopt a kid." It's like you wanna, like, have a face to where your
Yeah.
money is going, if I'm going to give, like, the cost of a cup of coffee a day to support a family, I wanna know, maybe I wanna have, like, a postcard of them, like, I wanna
Uh-huh.
know
Know
who
that
it
they're
is,
real
like,
people.
yeah, I know that they're real people. Maybe in a little bit of selfishness, she wants them to know that, like, "Hey, it's me, Ashley, I'm the one sending you money right now. You're welcome."
I think she said previously that all his kids know of her is that she's taken their dad away.
Yeah, good point.
I get why she would want quote unquote credit. He's just really rude and just so dismissive and flippant about.
He should also want the kids to know that she is doing that because I mean, a normal person would want his kids to have a good relationship with his soon-to-be wife.
He seems entitled, and then, I just had a flashback to him not having any luggage.
Right.
What?
I know yeah, he does act like he is the only one that's sacrificing here, and most of the time in a 90 Day Story, I am on the side of the person who has moved elsewhere. I do
Mhm.
think he is, like, depressed. Obviously, he's missing home. He, like, was so stoked to see Jonathan, but there is it really seems like there is no acknowledgement that, like, what actually is contributing right now is money and, like, a lot of it, and, like, all she needs to hear is, like, thank you for sending my family that money," or, like, "I would let's get on a call so you can
Meet
say
my
good morning."
sons?
Yeah, like, it's not a very high bar, and he is so weird and macho about it. I don't understand why he needs to feel so guarded. Like, I kinda wanna know what happened to him to make him this way, but I'm afraid it's, like, really dark, and I'm kinda scared of it.
He had said it in a different when they went to couples counseling, where he says, like, "My private life is mine." It's like, "Actually is your private life. What are you talking about?"
It is, like, kind of remarkable that Ashley has tried in all of these different ways to get him to open up or, like, evolve within the relationship over the last 2 months, and he has, like, fended it off at every turn, you know?
No, him and
Like,
Justigor are like
yeah, I know. It's like, oh my god. Yeah, just red flags are flying, but whatever. He's gonna fuck her in the bathroom and take care of it, I guess.
yeah. I wonder what would happen if they just went 1 day without fucking.
Oh, chaos. Absolute chaos. I think that's just how they, like, regulate themselves at this point. They're probably just, like, addicted to the, like, endorphins, and if they don't get them, they're both probably just off the walls.
Totally. Honestly, I'm trying to think of a way for her to not be digmatized and not go through with this wedding. Because I feel like she's 100% being used. Don't you think he's gonna go to well, he has his family in New York. He's got Jonathan, and I think he has cousins.
Yeah, I mean, that's just kinda like a plus. I mean, he said when he was, like, rolling around in the lake, like, he really does love Ashley. I don't know what that means for him.
Yeah. What is love? What is what?
"Baby, don't hurt me no more."
Okay, Clayton and Anali.
Yep. Do you notice that they say 59 days without sex rather than 31 days to wed?
They did both. They did both.
Oh, they did?
Yeah.
Okay. I only caught the 59 days without sex. Seeing him and Cameron standing next to each other, like, Cameron's a decent looking guy, but then you, like, look at both of them and you're like, "Oh, man, they're both, like, just these pasty, like, I don't know, the gamer dudes."
Yeah. Yeah, but Cameron's at least a San Diego gamer.
Yeah, so he, like, goes outside,
Yeah, he goes outside and he's interacts with or at least
people.
sees cool people. But so Annalie and Clayton, they're in the Airbnb. They're having some sort of breakfast sandwiches, and he puts mayonnaise on it, and then it gets on his lip.
She looks so grossed
So
out.
grossed out. And then he tries to kiss her after their conversation. It's just she has the ick. Did they have sex in Peru?
Oh, shit, I'm guessing they did because he has that expectation, but, like, maybe it was so bad, that's why she's just like,
She got like super drunk off of pisco sours and was like, okay, I can do him.
but then why I then that makes me question why she's hear it all because if she got
For
the
a green
ick
card,
in
Roxanne. Isn't that why they're all here?
I
The
guess
American dream is alive and real. That was some more British humor.
it just seemed like she had a nice life that she misses in Peru, you know? Like, why why did you bother?
And what does she do for a living?
I do not know.
Okay, because I've been catching up on some old 90-day seasons, and there was one where, but it was a doctor from the Philippines and this like 50 something year old guy from middle of nowhere.
Oh, no, she was a doctor from Indonesia.
And she wanted to come to the States for her medical career. She thought that she
Yeah.
could do a lot more in the States,
Mhm,
and whatever, if she loved the guy, whatever, but it was, or sorry, I don't mean to say whatever. It's great if she loved the guy.
mhm,
Like, her driving force, and you could see it.
mhm. What was her name? I think her name was, like, Maida or Maida?
Like,
Leda.
Leda, yeah.
Leda, yeah, she's awful. She has been sent to prison for embezzling from some company that she was working for. Yeah.
Oh
She's a
my
bad she's
god.
a bad person.
Oh my
She
god,
didn't even
thank you
end up
for
being a
that.
doctor.
Wait,
She
what?
didn't even end up yeah, she didn't even end up practicing medicine, or maybe she did, but only very briefly, and then she started working for some marketing firm or something and embezzling money, and then she went to jail. She's not a nice person.
Yeah, she wasn't very nice when she kicked out his daughter while he was at
Yeah,
work or whatever. But
yeah.
anyway, okay. So, sorry, I was asking what Annalise, because maybe I was thinking maybe she thinks she could do cool
Do
things.
better.
Yeah. But anyway, so Clayton was saying that he was just getting advice from his friends when he was asked, when he brought up sex.
So gross.
Such an idiot.
So dumb.
Somehow they moved past it. I don't think he actually apologized, but whatever. They
No.
had a conversation.
How many men are on this season? How many couples have we looked at? It's like just in this one episode, there's like 3 or 4 out of 7 men in these couples, like, saying and doing manipulative shit all in one episode. I'm like, "Why can't people be better?"
I don't even think Clayton's manipulative. I just think Clayton's a dumb.
That was gaslighting to me. He knew exactly what he was doing. He was making fun and making light of the fact that we hadn't had sex. She was crying, and he kept going. Cameron even asked, like, "Hey, are you uncomfortable?" And she said, "Yes." And now he's like, "Oh, I was just getting advice." It's like, you talk to Cameron on your video game every day.
I guess I'm because he doesn't interact in person.
I guess you can give him some
Grace or whatever. I don't want to make an excuse for him. I just don't think he's on the level of just Igor or Manuel or Rob the knob.
that's like all of them. Oh my god. Clayton's story, like, I feel like it changes, and that's what is, like, so shitty for me. It's not nice, it's inconsiderate, and it just keeps coming up, and I mean, even to the point that so she's not having sex with him, and that's a problem for him. Like, what like, if that's something he's not willing to accept, he could also say, "No, thank you." You know? Like, you're
Yeah,
not working
you're
because she's
right.
not really working with him either. So, like, I just don't see where this is going. Like, they can't they seem to have, like, decent banter. Like, she's like, "Oh, are you gonna go hang out with your new girlfriend, Cameron?" And he's like, "Yeah, you can be our sister wife." Like, it seems like they have this banter, but, like, you could just be friends, you know?
Yeah.
That's what friends do too. I don't really see where they're trying to go. Like, they're not working things out in a very mature way. They just don't neither of them seem to have the skills to navigate this
Yeah,
very
yeah.
gracefully.
But so then Clayton and Big Boss go to a dance lesson. Did you hear him call Cameron Big Boss?
He loves him so much.
Loves him so much. That was awkward as fuck. He does dance like a tree.
I thought it was a really sweet gesture, though, that he's, like, going to the lengths to learn this for this wedding that probably won't happen. Um,
Fingers crossed it won't, okay?
yeah, I know, right? Like, she's gotta get out of there. Yeah, it looked pretty cool. I wonder what the hats are all about. It seemed like kind of a
I didn't see those. I mean, I was in Peru for a total of 10 days, so I'm an expert.
and you didn't see those big hats
I
or
did
the
not see
slightly
those big
smaller hat?
hats.
Okay. I wonder if it's, like, specifically wedding thing.
And during those 10 days, I did not make close enough friends with anyone to be invited to a wedding. So,
Wow,
okay, I'm
surprising.
not an expert. Okay, you caught me.
Okay. So then they go and just, like, kinda chat after the dance lesson. Is it like a Southern California thing to wear the tall, dark socks with your Vans like Cameron was?
And I don't know about the dark socks, but I have seen the youths. They love a tube sock with a van.
Okay, so it's just the youths. Alright, well, they talk about, like, the night before. Cameron said he's worried about them not having sex and also brings back up that Anali is hiding him from her dad.
Yeah, thank you, producers, because Cameron does not give a fuck.
No.
Clayton had asked Cameron what his impression was of Annalie, and there's no way he got a good vibe or impression of her because it was so weird because Clayton was comparing their sex life to his virgin drink order.
Oh my god, yeah, like, I think maybe Cameron might have asked her, like, 1 question and or 2 questions, one of which was like, "Are you uncomfortable right
Yeah,
now?"
yeah. Okay, so yeah, he brings up the dad and that basically Cameron thinks that because her dad doesn't know about their relationship that she has uncertainties. Fine.
Yeah, you should always be a little bit skeptical. I tell my partner that he is guilty until proven innocent, and he's like, "What am I guilty of?" And I'm like, "I don't know.
I haven't figured it out yet.
You're not innocent."
No, I agree. That's Napoleonic law.
Wait, really?
I'm pretty sure.
Okay. Makes sense. I have a god complex too.
They're best friends. Best friends go both ways. And they're really
Sure
he was
do.
he was happy that their relationship translated from online to in person, and best friends go both ways.
Oh my gosh. If you're Cameron, you're like, "Fuck. I've been talking to this guy for so long. He's even weirder than I realized. Why are his hands so moist?"
What? Do we know he has moist hands?
He looks like he's got pretty doughy fingers.
During everything. Well, that's probably why he doesn't meet in person, so he doesn't have to handshake.
Well, I can't remember whose idea the ultimatum was. I think Clayton comes up with the idea. He's like, "I need to issue an ultimatum."
Yeah, Cameron can do no wrong in my book. It was definitely Clayton.
Yeah, Clayton says he wants to issue an ultimatum, but he knows like the ultimatum could make her really mad. She might even end the relationship. And then he's also like, but if I'm in a relationship that could end because of an ultimatum, like I don't want to be in a relationship with like that, which fair enough.
Mhm. But then was he gonna talk to the dad? Was he gonna, like, call the dad up and say, "Hey, I'm engaged to your daughter"?
It sounds like he wants her to talk to him, and she's like, "We've already had this conversation a bunch of times. I'm not going to tell him I'm married until after we're married." And she wants Clayton to, like, trust that, and he doesn't, which
He kinda doesn't have to,
yeah, he doesn't have to. You
'cause you're
could go
guilty.
yes. I mean, her mom knows, and then she's saying, like, "Step off, my dad's gonna be real freaking weird. We'll do it when we do it," and, like, that would make me nervous too, but I'm like, "At least her mom knows."
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. It's not like she's hiding him from everyone in her life. It's just
Uh-huh.
her dad. Who knows what that relationship is?
Right. He's not trusting her. He starts talking about this and she's like, "You're gonna ruin my dinner." And he's
Mhm.
like, "Well, what if your dad were to, like, die before we get married or something and he doesn't know who I am?" And she's like, "Are you trying to say you want my dad dead?" Which was hilarious. And then she's like, "You ruined my dinner. Goodbye."
Yeah, I love her. Her stares are
She's so scary.
incredible.
She's so
So scary.
scary.
I need to learn from her. So, what'd you think of their dinner?
It looked like it was just steak.
It was just steak and packaged mashed potatoes.
No, I would need a vegetable. I'm also wondering, like, okay, so Clayton has moist hands. All he does is eat meat and packaged mashed potatoes,
And hang out with his guinea pigs.
hang out with his guinea pigs, and sits in front of a computer all day. I don't imagine he smells like roses.
You're right. He is also probably isn't very nimble for this sex.
No. Yeah, just all of this is adding up to she has the ick, but
Yeah.
we already knew that. Clayton, so she walks away and starts crying, and Clayton says, "It seems like she might be in danger." Would you infer that she's in danger from that interaction?
No, I wouldn't. I don't think that she is physically scared of her dad. I think
Mhm,
it's a like, "I'm scared of my mom," and she deals with her dad in a certain way,
mhm.
and Clayton's mom lives in his closet, so he doesn't he doesn't understand why she would be
Oh
dealing
my
with a parent
god. Oh my god,
like that.
closet mom. God bless you, closet mom.
Yeah.
I don't think they're ready to get married. They just really don't seem how to know how to be vulnerable and really talk to each other. I'm
Mm-mm.
scared. I'm scared.
I'm scared too. You wanna jump to our favorite?
Yes. It wasn't a lot about them this episode, I guess, but yeah. Gino, help me with these heavy birds. Would you marry me even if I lose an
He said no.
eye?
And then they do a salsa lesson, and so one of my things that I do with Brody when we travel is make him uncomfortable. He's scared of heights, so
Perfect.
I try to take him to a high place, top of the Eiffel Tower, etc. I also like to get him to dance. So I've done a salsa lesson.
I thought it was tango in Argentina.
It's salsa in Panama.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
I'm pretty sure that's what I did, because I
I
was
mean,
on
she's
the
pan
salsa safari in Panama City.
oh, okay, yeah,
Yeah,
then sounds like you did salsa, sorry.
yeah.
I don't know your
So
life.
do I? Oh, sorry. Yes, you're right. I did do tango in Argentina, and that experience sparked me to do Panama and salsa.
Okay, great.
And I wanna go to Cuba to make him do it too.
They do this flashback of them dancing, trying to do salsa dancing in the hotel room from, I think, their first season of Before the 90, and she's like, "Move your hips," and he just looks she says he looks like he has a stick up his ass, and he's just kinda flopping around, and she's like, "Oh my god, move your hips," and he can't do
And he's
it.
like, "I only watch porn. I've never moved my hips before."
His only hobby.
Like, in the ITMs from the salsa lesson, he just has these gross little facial expressions, and because she's like, "He's doing better." Oh,
She looks really good. I feel like she's not gonna wanna go home. Like, why would you if you were yeah, she's really made for Miami, like, she's gonna make a move there, and I'm here for it.
mhm, me too. Me too, because she has got the wardrobe for it.
Exactly, and the butt.
Oh my god, the butt. Okay. So then they have a little walkie poo, and she's talking about her son, her older son, bonus dad. I hadn't heard that term before, but makes sense.
Yeah, he's talking about whether a bonus dad is a real dad, and Gino says he doesn't wanna be a bonus dad, he wants to be a real dad, but he also and whatever that means to them, he says he also wants to have a kid of his own soon. Wait wait, what do you think about Gino, who is, like, what, 54,
50,
56?
60, 50,
Yeah,
85.
and then Jasmine, who tells us that she's
Oh,
36.
she's I thought she turned 33 last week.
She actually every birthday, she gets 1 year younger,
Mhm.
so, yeah,
Yeah.
you're right. She would be 33 by now. But she says she's not ready even though they've had this I feel like they've had this conversation a bunch of times. They definitely had it on their first season of Before the 90,
Uh-huh.
they definitely had it last season of Before the 90, and so now they're having it again. She already has 3 kids. Like, what?
Her secret daughter, sister?
Yes, sister-daughter. Yes, she already has 3 kids, like, I don't know why Gino feels the need to have a kid at almost like, the kid's gonna be fi when the kid turns 5, he's gonna be 60 if they had one, like, right now.
And all I can say is dudes want kids.
They sure do. I
They
don't know,
sure do.
this trope of women are the baby crazy ones is absolutely insane to me. Like, every single person I know that has baby, is thinking about having a baby, it's been the dude's idea. I don't know this
I
comes
say
from.
that to my kid all the time. I'm like, "Is your dad paying attention to you? You're his idea."
What does baby say back?
He looks cute and goes, "Ooh." And then Brody goes, "Hey, yeah, I am paying attention to him."
Perfect.
I think that the conversation that she has with Gino is legitimate and emotional and serious.
Mhm.
But before we get into that, I thought she was doing a beautiful telenovela where she was saying that she carries a lot of pain inside.
Carry a lot of pain inside.
But she opens up about her youngest son being special needs, and I didn't realize he's nonverbal.
Yeah, that's a lot.
That's a lot.
I also thought it was pretty painful that she said the hardest part isn't the child, it's other people who don't understand, tolerate, or have patience. And so at her advanced maternal age of 36, side eye, she's worried about having another kid with developmental disabilities. I thought Gino's response was pretty sweet.
Mhm.
Also, pretty, I mean, we know that he wants a kid. He also hasn't had to live with a newborn or a toddler
Mhm.
or whatever with developmental disabilities when he's like 60, but he does say you can't predict it and the kid is still a human being, which I think is awesome.
Yes. First time Gino has done something awesome.
Right. The
Yeah.
first time he's ever said the right thing. But yeah, it doesn't take away that that is difficult for the parents and the child. So,
And she was being really vulnerable, and she was saying she doesn't know if she can give him a neurotypical kid, and
mhm.
he was saying, you know, it's not on you, but the fact is society makes the woman think that it is it is them.
Where was this insight from Gino like this whole time? Why is he such a turd everywhere else except for this conversation about kids?
Maybe he's being manipulative because he in just
Wants
saying what she needs to hear, even though it is accurate, and because he wants kids
Yeah,
so bad.
yeah. Interesting. So, yeah, if it isn't clear, I don't believe that Jasmine is 36. I think she's probably closer
36
to
and a half.
early early mid 40s, and so, like, I mean, if they even could get pregnant, like, without IVF or fertility treatments or whatever, like, yeah, if she had one kid, like, maybe the odds are higher, I don't know.
My doctor had a kid at 38, 39. So the age thing, that, like, advanced maternal age, and every time I went to a doctor's appointment, I had to, like, check a box that was like, "Oh, and you're a high risk pregnancy."
Oh,
Like,
geez.
yeah, it was like this, like, constant reminder, like, "I'm old, I'm old."
That's intense.
It's not like, I mean, if she's 45, maybe that's, or if she's, like, in her mid-30 or mid-40s, yeah, maybe that is a little bit older, but in general, these days, 30s, even 40 is.
Like, norm? That's, like, the new norm because people, like well, no, I think it's just choice too. I think a lot of people are just choosing to have kids later because that's when they feel ready. She's just gonna have to put her foot down. No, like, she has never wanted to have another kid with him. There was always something.
Yeah, and like, needing a biological kid, he I get it, like,
I mean, I get it, and if you're about to have 3 kids, like, why would you want more? Mark my words, her quote unquote 19-year-old sister comes to live with them. Next time on, Gino reproposes again. I think this is proposal like it's between 8 and 12 at this
oh,
point. A
it's
lo
actually kind of between, like, 36 and 45.
Oh my god, that's so good. Sam and Citra get drunk, or maybe Sam gets drunk one last time before he meets her dad. Anali might go home. Woo! All for that. Seems like Nikki and Justigor have once again coasted through another fight, and they're on a swan boat in matching pinkish outfits.
It was like a Barbie and Ken.
I know. Ashley is yelling at Manuel in the street. Jonathan is bewildered. She says, "Sex doesn't make the problems go away, even though it's a good time." And then they like cut to them fucking in a bathroom.
Thank you. Thank you, producers.
Yeah, beautiful. And then Sophie's mom said she wants to kick Rob. Mwah! Can't wait.
I agree with you, Claire. So, I have a fuck, marry, kill for you. It's more for me,
Okay.
um, because you only remembered one of them. Okay. Fuck,
Okay.
marry, kill, the Rugrats T-shirt, the pink tank top and white shirt, or the Peruvian hat.
Interesting. Okay, so Rugrats shirt and the pink tank top and the white shirt, that's Nikki when she's talking
Yeah,
to her mom.
and her mom.
Yeah, and the Peruvian hat.
The much larger one, okay?
Oh, obviously. I'm gonna have to kill the Rugrats shirt as much as I loved Rugrats, but it just isn't bringing like where's the zazz? Like where's
Reptar.
there's no layering, there's not even any kind of like the the Nikki outfit is like two things and then the hat has like a belt thing on it and it's very big. So,
Okay. Okay, okay.
it's just a little too basic. Sorry, you're out.
So you're killing
I'm killing it.
Okay.
I think I am going to marry the big hat because A, it's literally 4 weddings. And then also, I am someone who is pretty vain and I would want it around to keep me protected from sun for
Perfect.
the rest of my life.
Perfect.
So then I'm having sex with Nikki's, little outfit and I feel really good about that. What
Oh,
would you do?
that's nice. I would fuck the Rugrats t-shirt
Interesting.
because it could be
Interesting.
like, I mean, like, I'm pretty sure Reptar was on it. Everyone loves Reptar. And it'd be a good time at a wet t-shirt contest. No bra.
All
And
right.
and then I'm marrying the Peruvian hat for your same reason of sun
Mhm.
protection.
Mhm.
So then I have to kill the pink tank top and white button down.
Sure. It doesn't make as much sense to me, but I respect it. Respect it.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, well with that, we are done for this week. I am going to be on vacation next week, so we got to talk about that.
Ooh.
So stay
With
tuned for
sun
updates on that.
protection.
I will be wearing hats, wearing reef safe sunscreen, but
Even
stay
better.
stay stupid everyone.
Stay
Bye.
stupid.